Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Blast the Process.
Hey, wait, that's my job, Liz.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Anyway, welcome everybody to Blast the Process 2. We will be having a duo of Mega Man games here, and the first Mega Man game of this set will be Mega Man for the Game Gear, run by SuddenlyCassie, with Liz, of course, to co-commentate.
Hello.
Hi, I'm SuddenlyCassie.
Hi, SuddenlyCassie.
Yeah, so this is Mega Man on the Game Gear, which you might not have been aware that they actually released, but I don't know, it's a pretty fun little game, so.
There's a lot of fun stories and history about this game, so you're in for a treat. Are you ready, Cassie?
I am ready.
You want me to count you down?
Yeah, count us down.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck.
Good luck. So, welcome to Mega Man for the Game Gear. Would you like me to go, or you good?
Oh, go for it.
Okay, so if you played any of the Mega Man games for Game Boy, it's a similar concept where it's basically a conglomeration of other games that were for the NES, but on a handheld. So this one has Robot Masters from both 4 and 5. It has Stone Man, Bright Man, Napalm Man, and Starman. And then it also has 2 extra ones at the end, Wave Man and Toad Man, that we'll be seeing. It's an interesting game. Basically, Sega asked Capcom, hey, listen, we're partners, right? Why don't you make some Mega Man games for us? And they're like, yeah, but we don't really want to, annoy Nintendo, who we're making these with. It's like, no, come on. So they gave one game. It was Wily Wars. We'll be seeing that soon. And they're like, come on, give us another. And they made this game. Neither of these games were actually made by Capcom. This was made by US Gold, which, if you know anything about game developers, isn't really a game developer. They make ports for, usually not very good ports.
Yeah,
but for some reason... Go ahead.
Oh, ports of American games for European audiences. But they had a really close relationship with Sega at this time, so...
So they were basically hired to just make this game from scratch, and this is also, I think, one of the only Mega Man games that was never released in Japan. It was only released in the US. Therefore, carts go for $200. So, good luck. But it's not okay, so... Oh, before I go into this, get ready, here's Stone Man. You remember Stone Man from the original game? He kind of hops around a little bit. Well, this Stone Man is a bouncy boy. He is a bouncy, bouncy boy, and he is happy to see you. Almost. Good job. And when you defeat the enemies, usually you get their weapon. So, Stone Man's is Power Stone, I believe. But in this one, it's Stone Weapon.
Yeah, it's just the name and the weapon.
You get Stone Weapon. You get Bomb Weapon, which is my favorite.
In this game, compared to other ones, the power shot is, fully charged power shot is 4 damage, so whenever we get a chance, we're going to try to use the fully charged shot against the bosses.
For the most part, we're barely even going to use any of the weapons. We literally never use any weapons of any Robot Masters outside of Robot Master fights. They are completely useless. The Buster Shot and especially the Charge Shot is all we need.
Yeah, it's just so powerful in comparison to other Mega Man games.
So, this game, I feel, gets a bad rap. A lot of people point to it and go, that is not a good Mega Man game. When I said I was going to learn this game, I got a lot of people who were like, uh-oh! And it's like, no, listen, this game is very unfairly treated. It's hard, I'll explain in a second, and it's not amazing, And yes, the screen is a problem. If you'll notice, the screen is so small on the Game Gear, which is a theme with all Game Gear runs, by the way. If you ever run any Game Gear games, Cassie and I have looked into running Game Gear games, and she's like, all of these games are just lesser versions of other games, because they're just zoomed in. The screen is so small. And again, Starman. Starman is a bouncy, bouncy boy. There's no shortage of bouncy boys. Very good.
Really fast
very
with
good.
the stone weapon.
Yeah, if you aim that well, you can hit him twice. It's very good. The only time that Power Stone is good in any way.
Yeah, it has a really good pattern compared to the NES games. It stays really tight and it's actually really easy to use.
It's not even Star Weapon, it's Crash Weapon. I don't understand. But, so this game has a difficulty problem. Now you may be like, Liz, all Mega Man games have difficulty problems. This game is special. You know how you play a Mega Man game for the first time, you kind of like go on each stage, and each stage kills you so much that you game over until you learn it. Guess what? There are no continues in this game. None whatsoever. If you game over, you are dead. So, yes, there are passwords, but there are no passwords in Wily's Castle. So...
Yeah.
I thought you said Cass. I was like, what'd she do?
Oh, no. Anyway.
There are no passwords for Wily's Castle, and there are no continues, which makes this, in my opinion, the hardest Mega Man game, especially the hardest classic game. Some people might dispute that. Especially when they put in Brightman stage. Brightman was always the hardest stage in classic Mega Man to me. Nice skip there.
Yeah, I almost messed that up just because I forgot to fire last shot to kill it ahead of time. That is the hardest jump in the game, the most nerve-wracking. But you always have to
Go ahead.
You always have to go for that swag jump in the dark. And this? Okay, it didn't. Usually that will shoot a bullet that'll chase you, and if it hits you when you're on the swinging platform, it's kind of terrifying because it'll just knock you off.
That section is terrifying. In the NES game, you can slide against the side of it and never fall off. You have no slide in this game, so... And look! Another bouncy boy!
Very bouncy, but, you know, to his detriment.
I freaking love that pattern. It's literally give me a hug, the pattern.
And here it is, just Bright Weapon.
You get Bright Weapon, which, so in the original game, Bright Man's Flash Stopper is one of the best items, the best weapons ever. It's used for a lot of tricks in Mega Man 4. It is 4. Yes, it's 4. If you've ever watched it, it's used to skip things. It's used to get through areas really quickly. In this game, all it does is just hurt enemies on screen. It doesn't freeze time, so it's completely useless. Because if we're killing enemies on screen, we might as well just be using the Buster Shot.
Okay, that was really close. I didn't want to take out the
Oh gosh.
digger, and those are, you touch them, you're dead. And there is a bit of a bug sometimes where your charge shot you shoot, and it's just a it'll just shoot a normal lemon shot.
This looks like a solid Mega Man game. It is a solid Mega Man game. It's classic Mega. It's classic Mega at its finest on the Game Gear. The only problem is there are leaps of faith. There's a really notorious one in Stone Man stage that will kill every first player because they're like, oh, I can just drop down here. Nope, there's a pit.
Damage boost over those spikes.
What is the world record for this game, Cassie?
I think it's 15, 16? Thereabouts?
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. I still don't know how they do it.
Extreme luck. There's a lot of RNG in this game that I'll explain later. You can move the camera. Wait, can you like scroll down if you hold down?
If you hold the jump button, I think you can jump or the shot buttons, and then for a while, and then you can get control to scroll. But you have to sit there stationary for a while, which is always...
Yeah, it's not good for speedrunning, but in casual play, yes. But the fact that I didn't know you could do that is not a good sign. And can you guess what kind of boy Napalm Man is? He is a bouncy boy!
So here the trick is you're just trying to keep him on screen. If he's off screen when you try to attack, you're not going to actually hit him. All while dodging his napalm bomb.
It's in the manual! Friend, this game is like $200!
And here, we get our one round of robots. We don't get our second round like we do get in some of the others. And we're straight to Wily's castle.
It's Cossack's castle.
Oh, my apologies.
It's Cossack's castle. So we're going to fight Cossack Man, Dr. Cossack, right? Almost called him Cossack Man. Wave Man stage.
Yeah, no mention of him.
No mention of Cossack at all. It's just his castle's there. This game is like very obviously unfinished. There's a lot of kind of off things about it, and you'll see especially in a few stages from now. They're just kind of off.
Yeah, it's like a really good game, and if they had gotten a chance to finish it, it would have been amazing.
Yes, if they had got a chance to finish it and maybe make more copies of it. Because again, most people do not know that this game exists. That right there, don't tell me you can just hold A and then look down, because like you need to move and you can't see where the bubbles are. The screen is too small. The music in this game is pretty good. It's pretty nice. They're all, what's it, wave?
Yeah, it's all square waves.
Square waves. And it's really a unique way to listen to all this music.
And you'll notice, for people who really know their Mega Man music, this is not Wave Man stage music.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, this is Gravity Man stage. So
maybe a holdover from, like, they were going to have Gravity Man.
Yeah, I think it's like,
maybe
you know,
ran out of space.
what aspects were developed when they had to finish up the game.
I hate this Octorok.
It's such a small hitbox.
You can hit it, I think, just once, right, each time?
You can do twice.
No, it's twice.
But it's
like,
really hard.
Yeah. Nice. And no beat weapons or anything, so it's just a simple auto-scroller to the end situation here. You're doing really well so far. Good job. Although the worst is yet to come. The hardest stage in the game is the next stage. It is... when I first played this game, I got through every single level, even Brightman stage, but then gamed over at Toad.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare. Also, Wave Man is the only Robot Master in the entire series to have no weakness at all. It's a really weird design choice. No Robot Master weapon really does anything to him, so we just do charge shots. And it's not that the Buster is his weakness, because that just does normal damage. And he is indeed a bouncy boy. A little bit less bouncy than the others, though.
Yeah, we got a good pattern against him. He's pretty easy to be able to hit with a fully charged and a half-charged shot every round.
Next up is Toadman. One of my favorite Robot Masters, and also one of my favorite stages in Classic Mega, but this stage is a nightmare. The small screen and just... the jumps seem to be a lot more unforgiving. There's one jump in particular that kills me every single time. I don't actually run this, I just know an unfortunate amount about this video game.
And
like, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say another scary thing in this this section especially is it's easy to slide right there. as I distract myself talking. But well, we also have a discovered a glitch where if you go too fast, you know, lovely in a speedrun.
Yeah, I forgot about
you
that.
can cause the game to like reset back to the start screen.
And it's on original hardware. Cassie is playing this game on original hardware right now, using one of the rare Game Gear EverDrives and a self-modded Game Gear mod. This entire level has a lot of things that push you, so your jumps are a little bit off. It's hard to gauge
So here,
exactly where you should be. Go ahead.
on these snails, that's where we pause a little bit. If you go a little bit too fast, you can cause the game to reset if you try to go through when it's still in the middle of explosions.
I'm shocked that got through QA testing.
It's not all the time, but it's not something I want chance in the marathon.
It's true, they probably did not really play it that much. It's a good game, I promise. I do recommend at least trying it out. It's a fun speedrun.
Okay, if you thought the other bosses were bouncy, wait till you see Toad.
Toadman is, wait for it, a bouncy boy. And
hits for so much damage.
he is basically your weakness. In the original game, Toadman is the easiest robot master to ever exist. In this game, he's a bit more difficult. You really got to be careful because he has a way different pattern. He doesn't stop when you hit him like he does in the other game.
it's random when he stops.
Okay, so go ahead.
And there's no keeping him at certain health points that'll keep him from using Rain Flush.
Oh look, it's Wily's castle now.
Yeah, and it's Brightman stage.
Quickman.
Quickman, sorry.
Yeah. We've been seeing robot masters from 5 and 4. So what do you expect as the final stage? I don't know, like Skull Man, Pharaoh Man. Nope, Quickman out of nowhere. No idea why. My only assumption is that this was something that they made early on, and we're like, oh crap, we're running out of time. This movement is way trickier than it is in the original game.
Yeah.
In the original game, the lasers are very forgiving. In this game, although you can get hit once and won't die, it's basically necessary. Although you did really well. Great job.
Yeah, you take at least one hit, and you can take a hit as long as the laser isn't all the way across the screen, then you can survive the hit.
And guess what? Quickman isn't here. I don't know! There's no boss at that level, it's just Quickman stage for no reason. And here we are at Wily.
Yeah, Wily Capsule, just like Mega Man 5, except this time we don't have beats, so we gotta wait for him to, like, you know, appear low enough that we can hit him, and we don't know where he's going to appear, and we can't see the entire stage.
The concept in Mega Man 5, there's a concept called beatless, which is a strategy where you don't go for the beat letters, and the idea is that you would save time. If Wily would spawn really low, we have to go beatless. So we have to hope for good RNG, and trust me, Wily will never give you good RNG. Time will be coming up relatively soon here.
Yeah, last hit of Wily. That's a spot for him to spawn. If he spawns low enough, you can just usually get a fully charged shot and a half charge.
We do not have E-tanks. I do believe there are E-tanks in this game.
I did pick up one as a safety.
Oh, there goes your PB. We were really close to getting a PB, actually.
Yeah, I've had runs that were like a minute and a half better than my PB, and then just Wily, and there's time.
GG.
GG.
And we jump up like we're getting now. We get Wily weapon.
I guess we killed Wily and are taking his weapon from him.
And then Cossack's castle explodes for some reason.
Yeah, we're back at Cossack's castle. It explodes. Mission perfect. We did it. we beat a video game. We murdered Wily and stole his weapon from him. I guess now we're a real boy, and then we get fireworks, which are just the fireworks from Brightman stage, by the way. And that's it. That's Game Gear Mega Man. A lot of fun. I really do recommend trying it out.
Yeah,
Most people don't know it exists.
Yeah.
GG for Game Gear.
Thank you. Yeah. I do laugh that one of the reviews at the time just called this game a really laggy version, and it's like, there's like almost no lag. There's a couple of spots you get a little bit, but it's really, really smooth.
Which is surprising for a Game Gear game, if I do say so myself. I'm sorry, Cassie. I know the Game Gear is your baby, but listen, Genesis does what Game Gear don't, frankly. Do you have anything else to say, or I'm all out. I ran out.
No, just that. Thanks for having me on, and this has been a lot of fun. And I like sharing these handful oddball games that no one knows about. And up next, I think we have. We're going to do your spiel.
Another one.
Oh, wait.
We have some more Mega Man. What from the Wily Wars? By,
we can't let Adrian do his job.
I know.
Yeah, Dr.
Sorry.
Fat Body coming up, so stick around and enjoy.
Yeah, what they said.